All right, so today was the NBA trade deadline, and we had a lot of moves going down. Now, there were a ton of trades that happened today. So, in this video, I just want to give you guys a rundown of some of the biggest blockbuster trades that occurred. All right, so to start this off, we are going to give you one of the biggest blockbuster trades of the day. That is Victor Oladipo leaving Houston to go to South Beach to team up with Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. So I'm going to put the trade on screen right here so you guys can see all the details. But basically, I think that the Miami Heat have really just come away with a highway robbery here, to put it simply. And it kind of makes sense that Houston would do this move. Everybody was expecting that they would let go of Victor Oladipo. And recently, with their 20-game losing streak, and Victor Oladipo's spotty performance, really he's been out with some injuries. He really has not been playing like his usual self. He's not shooting well, not really playing well. It kind of makes sense that they let him walk for next to nothing. He just has not proven himself since his Indiana days. But on the other hand, the Miami Heat are looking very dangerous now. I just made a video about them where I explained how, they started off the season slow, but then they got healthy again. And recently they've been on a rampage. They've been climbing the standings. And I think if Victor Oladipo can stay healthy, he's going to be a very dangerous addition to this Miami Heat team, who is very much looking to run it back. Next up, we have the Orlando Magic, who were very active today. They sent Nikola Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu to the Bulls in exchange for Wendell Carter, Otto Porter, and 2 firsts. Then they sent Evan Fournier to the Celtics in exchange for 2 seconds. And then finally, Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets in exchange for Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and a first. So 3 major trades here from the Orlando Magic. And basically, my initial reaction to all 3 of these trades is that Orlando is completely gutting their team. They are looking for a complete rebuild here, a complete youth movement. And I know this because by trading a guy like Evan Fournier, who is having a career year, especially shooting-wise, for a couple of worthless picks, it just shows that they have no interest in competing anytime soon. And with the other 2 trades, really all I can say is that they are A, looking to get younger, and B, trying to acquire draft capital for the upcoming years. I think one team that ran away with a huge win from these Magic trades was the Chicago Bulls, man. I don't think anybody's really talking too much about them, but they just acquired a phenomenal do-it-all center in Nikola Vucevic. He's a good big man shooter, he's a great playmaker, he's a great rebounder, and oh yeah, he can score the ball, which is something that Chicago desperately needs from a big man. And honestly, I think they're looking really dangerous. I would not be surprised if I saw a Bulls playoff run anytime soon. Next up, we got word that Norman Powell is going to move west to Portland, Oregon. Yeah, the Raptors traded him for Gary Trent and Rodney Hood straight up. And look, I got to be honest with you, I think Toronto took an L here, a huge L at that. I know that they were trying to likely move pieces around to try and make room for a potential Kyle Lowry trade, even though that didn't happen. But I really do not like this specific move for Toronto. This is a team that's already been struggling to fight into the playoff race. They're 1-9 over their last 10, and the last thing that they need is to get rid of one of their most prolific scorers. I'm really not sure how you can look at Norm's performance recently and want to trade him for some scrubs, but it's a W for Portland, I guess. I do like Gary Trent, but to be honest with you, I think of him as purely a sharpshooter and nothing else. Norman Powell is a phenomenal all-around do-it-all scorer, and I think the Raptors took a really big loss here. Next up, we have the Clippers sending 2 second-round picks and Lou Williams to the Hawks for Rajon Rondo. Now, honestly, if I'm a Clippers fan, I ought to be pretty mad at this one because Rondo has missed a significant amount of time due to injury this year, and overall, he hasn't really played incredibly well. And I know Lou Williams isn't anywhere close to the level of play which he was, the past 3 years in LA, but he's still a legitimate presence off the bench. I think the Hawks are getting a steal here, and their guard play is going to be very solid with Lou coming in. But this trade, from a Clippers standpoint, makes no sense. They're getting rid of some of their veteran leadership, a great player still. He's not having a phenomenal year, but I don't understand as a contender how you can get rid of one of your biggest pieces. And I know he's not a superstar or anything, but he is a very big, important piece of that team. It just does not make sense to me, but Atlanta ran away with this one, I think. And for our final major trade of the day, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers trading JaVale McGee to the Nuggets in exchange for Isaiah Hartenstein and 2 future second-round picks. We all know that Cleveland is on the tank train and that they're trying to get any kind of young talent / draft picks that they can. But I really see this as more of a huge win for the Nuggets because this is a team who is in desperate need of a backup big man behind Jokic. And to me, that is JaVale's exact role. He is a perfect backup big for them, and I think that he's going to come in and put up some huge contributions for them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my recap of the trade deadline. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.